Good morning! Welcome to Salzburg, welcome to another video. My name is Gerhard and I'm the founder of the free walking tour in Salzburg. Do you know how many churches there are in Salzburg? Well, I think the way to find out is to go and count them. Are you in? When we come back, I tell you why there are so many churches and explain to you how you can best visit them. Number one, the Holy Trinity Church, one of four Baroque churches by Fischer von Erlach, by an Austrian Baroque architect. Church number two, Church of St. Loretto, belongs to one of 7 active monasteries in Salzburg. Church number 3, that's St. Andrew's Church. This church was rebuilt after the Second World War. Church number 4, I know it doesn't look like a church, but behind that door there is the Church of Mirabel, the old Catholic church, and that church was initially built as a private church for the Archbishop's mistress. Church number 5, that's the only Protestant church from history, and it was only built in the 19th century after the archbishops lost their power. Church number 6 would be inside the state hospital, but because of coronavirus there is no way of entering the hospital without a reason. Not that I don't have a reason, but... Church number 7, that's Müllner Kirche, and you have to climb a small hill to get here, Müllner Hügel. Müllner Kirche would be the ideal place to start a walk, a hike along Mönchsberg. This church was built, that's church number 8. This church was built as a replacement for a church that was destroyed by falling rocks from the mountain. We're here on the side of the mountain. And it's another one of the 4 churches by Fischer von Erlach, same as the first church we saw, an Austrian Baroque church. Church number 9. Church number 9. That's one of the few Gothic churches, St. Blasius. Church number 10, that's the Sarzellum. I know it doesn't look like a church, but behind this door there is a church, or something like a church. You could also call it a chapel. And this belonged to the university. Church number 11, that's the University Church, and the University Church is an absolute must in my opinion. Another one of the 4 churches by Fischer von Erlach, the Austrian Baroque. Church number 12, and that's the Franciscan Church. Franciscan Church is one of the oldest churches in Salzburg and belongs to the Franciscan monastery. Church number 13, the Church of St. Peter, another church, another monastery, the place where Salzburg was founded in the year 696. Salzburg was founded as a monastery. The cathedral is the most important church in Salzburg. It's the Archbishop's church and it's a must-see. 15 is St. George's Church. Church number 15 is actually inside the fortress, but if you're in Salzburg and you haven't been to the fortress, you should visit. Church number 16, St. Michael's Church, is the oldest church in Salzburg. Church number 17, that's Nonnberg Abbey, the Church of Nonnberg Abbey. Here is the entrance. You cannot visit the abbey, but you can visit the church. And Nonnberg Abbey is not only the oldest nunnery in the world, Nonnberg Abbey is the abbey where Maria was, the real Maria von Trapp from The Sound of Music. Church number 18 is St. Erhard, and St. Erhard was one of the last churches that was built by Italian architects here in Salzburg. Church number 19, St. Cajetan's Church, was built by the same architect as the previous church, by an Italian architect, but the Salzburg Archbishop didn't want Italian architects anymore, so he stopped paying him and they needed donations to actually finish the building. Church number 20 is one of 2 churches dedicated to St. John, and St. John's Church is halfway up the stairs to Kapuzinerberg. So to get to that church you have to climb the Imbergstiege to Kapuzinerberg. Church number 21 is the church that belongs to the Capuchin monastery here on Kapuzinerberg, on the Capuchin mountain. And church number 22 is the Church of St. Sebastian's. And St. Sebastian's, behind the church there is a cemetery that you have to visit. A cemetery that in my opinion is a must-see in Salzburg. So now we have our 22 churches together I'm heading home, and that's where I will tell you why there are so many churches in Salzburg. See you soon. So there are 22 churches in Salzburg. The area that I walked now is 1.5 square kilometers. So it's very small. It took me 3 hours to visit all 22 churches. So why are there so many churches in Salzburg? Why? The reason for that is that Salzburg, until 1803, Salzburg was independent and ruled by archbishops for more than 1,000 years. Salzburg was similar to the Vatican, a small church country, an independent church country. These archbishops were called prince archbishops, and they had all the power. That's why there are so many churches. It's really like from one church to the other, you never walk more than 2 or 3 or 4 minutes. So the city is full of churches, as you have seen. And all of these churches, they also tell the history of Salzburg. If you know what you're looking at, that's what the article I linked below is focusing on. If you would like to visit those churches while you're in Salzburg, there is a link in the description to a Google map I created for you and an article I wrote on all of those 22 churches. So while you're walking from one church to the other, you can read about each of the churches. And for me, that's kind of an alternative, what I call alternative sightseeing. You take something of interest and then try to visit all of those places. All of the churches are free except for St. George inside the fortress, because you have to pay the entrance fee for the fortress. If you want to visit the fortress for free, you would have to go there just at closing time. It still works. I don't know if they stopped that at some point. It's kind of a secret that the gate remains open for like an hour more, and there's a small door that you can only open from the inside. So once you're inside the fortress, you can leave anytime. It's not like you're locked up in the fortress. If you have any questions about these churches, about sightseeing in Salzburg, about tours, about whatever, just post them in the comments below. I'm here to help you. I hope to see you here someday. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.